r/AskReddit. What's something that people think makes them look cool, but actually has the opposite effect? On dating profiles, when men take pictures of themselves flipping off the camera, like, why? Who looks at a picture like that and thinks, he seems ornery, right swipe? About 15-16 years ago I was sitting in my American history class in high school. Almost every day before class started, this boy in my class would walk in with his music blaring from his flip phone. He thought he was the shit. He was not. Does a smell count? The guy who puts on 3 bottles of cologne every morning. Bragging about how dramatic your life is, and making everyone else out to be the cause of said drama, rather than manning up and taking responsibility for your own mistakes. I work with stereotypically dangerous animals, so many people think it makes them look so cool and hard as hell if they threaten the creatures. They even come to me bragging that they'd win a fight if they jumped in the enclosure. You don't look cool, you're being a dong. They aren't even dangerous anyway if you know anything about them besides movie exaggerations. Blame shitty traits on horoscopes. I'm a Gemini. We are all beaches, get over it. Edit. Thanks for my first ever silver. Well, I'm a Scorpio, so I stab people. Deal with it, Brendley, you Gemini beach. Making fun of mocking others in public. Man, grow up. You're the whole ass in this situation. Being the cool parent and letting their kids do whatever they want. No. Little Billy just hit my kid. That's not cool. Not cool at all. Bragging about the amount of physical fights they've been in. People hating things just because it isn't their personal taste and refusing to let others enjoy those things. Not caring to identify their own toxic behaviors and instead play it cool as if they're actually proud of their behavior. I'm a beach. It's just who I am. I won't apologize. You're almost 30. Literally no one is impressed. Edit. Thanks for my first silver. Cheers. Edit 2. Thanks for the gold. Glad so many others dislike these kinds of people. 2. This guy my husband knows loves to tell people about how much he hates vegetables. He is in his 40s and legit looks like a senior citizen with very few teeth. He is the farthest thing from cool, but he clings to this childhood mentality that disliking spinach and Brussels sprouts is still cool. It's not. Being alive is cool. I grew up in and still live in the Midwest. Right now it's like 10 degrees. Cold winters. Plenty of snow. In high school it wasn't cool to dress appropriately for the weather. Heavy coats weren't cool. Wearing a scarf was lame. Gloves or mittens too. I'm in my mid-20s now and it's still a thing. Dudes will wear just a hoodie outside. Girls will have bare legs. I have a friend that wears what I would consider a light spring jacket all winter. They seem to enjoy saying how it's not that cold out while shivering. To clarify, if you're comfortable wearing lighter clothes, that's fine. I have a few friends that are big guys and don't get cold. But if you're shivering and acting like you're not cold, come on. I live somewhere that has tons of bars downtown. We bar hop. Street parking is sparse and the closest parking garage is a good walk. So if we go out, you know you're gonna be walking in the cold. When they brag about not having read the book. Being loud and obnoxious. Yeah, I hate obnoxious people. Belittling someone in the service industry. If you're showing how much of a big shit you are by abusing a waitress or retail worker, the only one you're really diminishing is yourself. And if you do this on a date, you might as well be warning the other person that you'll ultimately end up abusing them too if they're stupid enough to continue dating you. My husband's new boss asked him and a co-worker, when was the last time you cried? When they both were thinking about it, he was like, I haven't cried since I was in preschool. Both my husband and the co-worker were like, dude, that's probably not emotionally healthy. And he was apparently flabbergasted that they didn't think he was cool for that. I haven't cried for about 14 years. Still feel all the emotions and occasionally well up, but just never cry. Actually think it would be very cathartic to do so. Casually claiming they have some sort of condition based on some arbitrary quality they share with people that actually have it. OCD being the biggest example I can think of, but I get a few for my own. The worst part is how obvious it is when they try to describe it to someone that actually has to deal with the reality. If it doesn't outright make you look stupid, it's still definitely awkward. I can't stand people like that. I always want to say, you don't have OCD, you're just anal retentive. Sorry, it doesn't sound as cute. When they respond to a new idea that goes against the status quo, meter with cynicism and derision instead of real discussion. I've never understood it. What do those people think will happen to them if they don't guard themselves against being open to new things? On the flip side, I hate when someone brings up something against the status quo meter, but then gets agitated by me questioning it. Yes, I am open to your new idea. However, if it can't hold up to some basic arguments, then there is probably a reason it isn't popular. Come back to me when you can back it up. Telling me to research or whatever you are telling me isn't a solid answer either. Give me the answers or some real direction, or leave me alone. People who brag online about how rich smart they are, it ironically makes them look like they're compensating for the stuff they're bragging about. People that have to add their 2 cents to everything because they think they know everything and are never wrong. Just came here to add my 2 cents. Reckless driving. Duck those people so much. I saw a tweet this morning, weaving in and out among cars to speed 100 feet only to turn into a burger joint. Like, really? You couldn't have just stayed in your lane and driven the speed limit and gotten there 5 seconds later? Being proud of being lazy. The cool kind of lazy is the kind of lazy that gets shit done with maximum efficiency. They do a lot, with as little effort as possible. Blasting their music for everyone around them to hear, either on their phone or from their car in traffic. There was some douche doing this at the mall when I was there a couple days ago, walking around blasting distorted, terrible sounding rap music from his phone. Saw him twice and he had it going both times. Yeah, you just look like a tool. People walking around with their phone held up in front of their mouth, not to their ear, and they have the phone on speaker, because the whole world is so interested in your damn conversation. Edit. Okay, didn't expect this many replies. Maybe I should clarify a few points. Firstly, I understand some people have to do this, which is why I don't react to the annoyance. Secondly, if I see an older person doing it, I give them a pass, unless the conversation is annoying or inappropriate for a public place. The people I see mostly doing this, 98% of the time, are females age 15-29. I am 30th before anyone starts screaming about sexism. Lastly, the question was, what do people do to look cool, but don't? Yes, I admit, the toast phone annoy me to hell, but the point is that no one looks cool doing it. As Smidget replied, it became, I don't want to use the word trend, because I don't think it is that widespread. Something people copied because reality TV celebs were doing it. OMG. Doing this, I look just like Kim K. No you don't. You look like a twat. Tap out shirts, truck nuts, white sunglasses, walking with your arms out to the sides because you are so muscular. Boasting about the number of their sexual partners. IDNO1 never felt like much of a brag to begin with. Surprise nobody has mentioned posing with guns, especially gun pointed at camera, but all of them. Really? Edit. I just stopped replying to people individually because I got so many responses saying the same thing. I'm mostly referring to people that are specifically trying to look cool by posing with a gun. If you use a gun for some purpose, hunting, military, sport shooting, it's way more acceptable, as it's part of your career, or something you accomplished. Especially those morons who have fingers on triggers. 20-something-year-old guys that still hang out at high schools, date high school girls, ducking creeps. Students who don't have a lot of money, wearing designer clothing. You think you look rich, but in reality it's fake, or you don't know how to manage your finances. A friend of mine recently bought Gucci shoes for €450 when he's getting a study loan from the government of €800 a month for his study. Then maybe you should spend your money on something else or lower your loan and not spending your money on stuff to look rich or cool or whatever it is. Giant trucks. For every person that thinks, wow, that's an awesome truck, 10 people make jokes about the size of the driver's dong. White sunglasses. Bonus points if they're enormous Oakleys. Sorry, can't see the haters through these designer shades. Bragging about beating someone up at the club. Do they want an applause of something? Bragging about how they have no filter. Don't care who they offend or say it like it is. You're an immature child who wants attention. We get it. Sagging pants. For real, especially when they have to hold their pants up when walking to keep them from falling down. How can they do anything in that condition? People who decide that flipping off the camera is the best option when someone is taking a group photo. Showing off how well versed they are in the latest internet conspiracy theory. You vaccinate your kids. Ha, guess you're not an informed parent, empowered boss babe, ignorant word vomit. Really patchy beard. Dude, shave it off. Like, let's get outta here. Scoob. Face tattoos. How else will my future grandchildren know to respect me? Smoking. Smoking is like fedoras. Everybody has seen somebody look like a cool mother ducker doing it, but fails to notice how silly they themselves look. Chewing gum obnoxiously with their mouths open. Saying AF after everything. Popped double collars. Being a bully a-hole. Ro, you made it to the end. You're a ducking beast. I'll cut you a deal. Smash like and subscribe for more curated content. It's free and that's a great price.